never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up.
The past is gone. Now's the future.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of the Weekly Review. Last night, we were talking about Saturday night's main event, AEW All in Texas and NXT Great American Bash. Now, tonight, we are going to be talking about the Evolution PPV that took place. Oh, my goodness gracious, what a show. A lot to really dive into, but first and foremost, let's start it off. Paul Morales, the dead man of RWT, and Daniel Crimmins are joining me by my side as always. Gentlemen, before we even get to that, I figured we hop straight into it. Seth Rollins was backstage. He was seen in the cast, and he was on crutches. Triple H said tonight during the postgame that he's going to Birmingham tomorrow to get checked, so we'll know the severity. Also, we have announced a gauntlet match to determine who Gunther is going to face at SummerSlam, as it will feature CM Punk, Jey Uso, LA Knight, Pentagon, and Braun Breaker. Oof, oof, oof. Paul, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on Seth and what we're going to find out tomorrow, and the gauntlet match that was made for SummerSlam to see who faces Gunther.
I have no idea. You know what? Okay, let's start with Seth. Seth, as far as we kind of already figured, that he was on. That he was going to show up, but two, we were kind of hoping, we would get a little bit more information. And on the old Twitter machine, thank you, Theo Bully. We call it the old Twitter machine. We were over there just trying to find out, see if we can get any information, heading over to Sean Ross Sapp, heading over to Denise, see if anybody had anything, seeing if WWE. The weird thing is that it's a Sunday that we are recording this, and we didn't get anything from Adam Pearce. That was the weird part. And usually on Sundays, we get oh, hey, well, such and such is going to happen on Sunday. But I get it because we actually had a PLE that was tonight. So I think no need to say that for him because, well, they said it on the broadcast. Absolutely. But as far as Seth Rollins goes, I mean, we're gonna get him back. We're gonna see what happens, he's gonna go to the doctor in Birmingham with everybody else, and we're gonna see what happens. So we shall go from there and see what's up.
Absolutely. And I mean, for me, there's so many people that you can have go against with Gunther as well. And we're definitely speedy recovery to Seth Rollins. I hope nothing but the best and nothing but well wishes towards his way. But Gunther is very interesting since he did beat Bill Goldberg last night at Saturday's event. We're definitely going to see a lot of great challenges. Now, for me, I think the obvious one for all of us would be Jey Uso, and he can finally beat Gunther and get that revenge and win the championship back. But for me, if I was to pick one, I think we're going to get more of the LA Knight and Braun Breaker canceling each other out. I think it's a little too soon for Penta, and I love Pentagon, but I think that would be amazing for something really down the line. So my two choices are either going to be Jey again to finish that off completely, or CM Punk, which would be very different. Now, who do you think, Paul? Are you going to go with Punk, LA Knight, Pentagon, Braun Breaker, or Jey Uso?
I think it all depends on how the match ends, because in all honesty, if you need star power for that match in particular, you make it at least a triple threat match.
Right.
So if you're going to want star power, you get Jey Uso, you get CM Punk for the pop factor against Gunther, and still have Jey come out on top.
Right. And
that's
I think
just me.
Well, no, that makes sense for the story, and I think, the thing is, Punk is also embroiled with the Heyman stuff, and I mean, if you do have Roman come back sooner rather than later, because like we mentioned last night, they were definitely going towards the Roman Seth route, so that's why, in a way, I'm kind of aiming towards Jey as well, even though Punk has mentioned that he wants that gold, and there was maybe a brief interaction with Gunther. If you remember, he shoved him on his ass and said, hey, stay out of my business, so there's a tie-in and correlation there, which is very cool. Dan, what are your thoughts on this gauntlet match? And we're going to find out more about Seth Rollins.
It's first of all, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, perfectly fine, man.
Had to switch devices. This whole fucking thing, I don't know. Anyway, I think What I would have rather seen was have it be like a Money in the Bank. Because like I said last night, in all honesty, the likelihood of Seth being out. I mean, I know he's Superman. We didn't think he was going to make Mania 40, but he did.
Yeah.
But I think, and it's the same knee, I think realistically, the injury that he had just came back because he never got the surgery. And Paul, you and I, we're grown folk. We know if you don't take care of an injury, it's just going to get worse. Mike, you'll find that as you get
true.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not as bad as up there with you guys, like you mentioned. I'm the baby of the group.
You're calling me and Paul old now. I see how you are.
Well,
I know, right?
Just for the record, I'm the thank you. I'm the baby of the group, so I mean, I'm getting there with that. But no, I mean,
you mind your elders, boy.
I will, son. So yes, I
Did this fool just call us son?
Does Wayne Brady have to choke a bitch? So
you been talking to Rodney lately?
No. So
have you been talking to AT Wrestler?
Let me tell you something, brother. Shout out to
or whatever other fucking gimmick he's got going now.
Yeah, check it out over on Max Wrestling. So go ahead, Dan. I'm sorry.
I would have rather seen a Money in the Bank kind of because we know the odds of Seth coming back before that contract expires. I mean, I guess you could do a storyline off of that. What you could do is just, and they keep saying, well, what are you gonna do with the briefcase? What are you gonna do with the briefcase? And they kick it down the can until Rollins comes back on Money in the Bank 2026. So we're talking a year to the date. And then you have him try to cash in, but they say, Seth, it was 365 days. That ended an hour ago. And you have him be the first person to never cash in their briefcase.
I like
it would be difficult for them to do that because the whole premise of having it is for someone to cash in, giving the person the opportunity. The only other alternative to this for him to not have if they do not have the match is for him to give it to either Braun or Braun.
Yeah,
Either Braun or Bronson, either one of them. I mean, or he can have them fight over it, one or the other. But I mean, if he keeps it in the group, it would make more sense. And the only one that I can really think of as being that whole next generation, a la Randy Orton, would be Braun Breaker.
What you could do, and just kind of piggybacking off of your whole thing, you could do like a backstage vignette or something. But basically, you have Seth give the briefcase to Braun. Well, then you have Bronson Reed just thinking like, why does he get it? Where's my chance? And then you have the two of them go at it with Braun Breaker being the heel because he needs Paul Heyman more than the others do. He needs that. Bronson Reed can be that monster. It works for him. And now that we don't have Braun Strowman anymore, we need that face monster.
I like your idea wholeheartedly, man, and it just elevates more of what we're doing.
And you know what you do? You really want to put the icing on the top with the cherry.
Yeah.
You get Bronson Reed a manager, and then just the one. Bill Goldberg.
Oh,
Lord.
God. So
God forbid.
I like your style, man, and I mean, So, Dan, before we get into Evolution, who do you think is going to be the one to face Gunther at SummerSlam? Punk, Jay, Penta, LA Knight, or Braun Breaker?
I still think we're getting something with American Made and Penta, so I don't see it. They'll probably they'll do something with Judgment Day and him.
All right,
Having said that, I think it could be Punk. Could be. You could have Roman come back and cost Punk the match because he's let it known he doesn't like Punk either.
Right.
So you got that. So realistically, we know they took the strap off of Jay in the first place because Goldberg needed a retirement match. He needed that. Now, to be fair, you always talk about doing right in business. When Goldberg came back, the last time, when he signed the most recent contract, he was promised a set amount of matches. I mean, yeah, that was under Vince, but still, like, if you're the promoter, you think, well, he did right by the business. And everyone was so damn certain that Goldberg was going to, win the title. No.
Right.
So,
well, that's the thing.
It's tough. I will say this. I do think I think had Seth not gotten hurt last night, I think Seth would be the world champion right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Seth was originally supposed
He
to
would have
beat LA.
cashed in last night.
Yeah, he was supposed to beat LA Knight. I mean, I'm sure we would have had a couple more minutes and we had the Breaker and Ronson Reed interference. But yeah, LA Knight winning and getting the audible like we mentioned last night. But I mean, there's so many things that they can do going into SummerSlam, then Clash in Paris, even later in August. So I'm excited. I'm intrigued. But really, at the end of the day, man, you just want to see everybody healthy and well. And to quote the late great
RK Roll.
RK Roll. He's still stuck on RK Roll.
The fact it's a legit thing. Like
it is. Hey, I mean, we've had RK Bro. Now we got RK Roll, baby. RK Roll. So let's roll on to WWE Evolution. Gentlemen, Dan, you and I haven't talked about the first one. If you guys want to go watch that back, it was on this season of Uncaged. Cheap plug number 1. I'm doing it over here. Cheap plug number 1. The first one was really good, and Paul and I were touching upon it before you came onto the call, Dan. It felt like the first one was more of a nostalgia pop of the Trish and Lita's being involved, Tori and everybody being in the Battle Royal. This was, we're going to focus on our homegrown talent, and this was just, we're going to let everybody shine. Every one of the stories come into it. Yes, was some of it rushed, like Tiffany picking Trish and Rio picking Rhea? Yes, but the way that everything was captivated tonight and how everybody kind of went through everything and everything came into fruition and made a hell of a lot of sense, and it made for a very enjoyable night. So I'll start with Paul, and we'll say it here on air. This was way better than Evolution 2018, and just how far we've really come for with these women, man.
I think you have to look at, more or less, it was the build. We all know that was pretty much trash.
Right.
But you had a couple of already... You were actually using a couple of matches with feuds already beginning. Right. You already knew that there was already not so much of a feud between Io and Rhea, but they do have history. So that works. Use the history factor for it. You go back to Lyra, Bayley, and Becky. You look at the three of them. Oh my God, they killed it. And we knew since WrestleMania that literally we ended up seeing Becky, Bayley, and Lyra all up in the ring together, and it was great. It was fabulous. Again, a story that was continuing even though Becky won. You go into, of course, we already got Jade and Naomi. We already know the history there. We already know everything that's going on. Everything else just kind of seemed like it was kind of thrown together, which is fine. Everything else was fine. But what really, really killed this show was literally the opening match and the main event. Those were the two matches that killed on this entire show.
Why?
Oh, agreed.
Why you got to point to Mike and call him, the main event? And I'm, I'm
The opener. You're the opener. You're the okay. You're the opener. He's the main event. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm sorry. Main event, opener.
There you go.
My bad.
Switch it around.
My
All
bad.
good. Daniel, your thoughts, was Evolution 2025 better than 2018?
Mike,
By
I
leaps
think
and bounds, though.
this evolution is no mystery. There's so
See what you did.
many changes that no one sees. Rest in peace, Lemmy.
Yep.
But I think it was easily the better show overall. People are already complaining that we didn't get Paige, that we didn't get AJ. Well, there were never really any solid reports. Like, there was that picture on Instagram of AJ, in her old, gear, like the socks and the shoes and all of that.
Yep.
She's been doing that stuff for years.
And it's been like working because everybody thinks that she's coming back. It's like a
She
thing.
learned it from her husband. Punk
Yep.
used to do the same thing.
The ultimate troll.
There would be videos. I remember a couple times when like WWE or AEW was in Chicago, you would just see him being like,
Yep.
Or the one, oh no, the better one was when he was outside of the arena and he's like this looking at it, and it was just him like
They are working the crowd. Yeah, they're working the crowd though. People fell for it. They never told us that, hey, yeah, this person's gonna be here. That person's gonna be there. Would I have liked to have seen AJ or Paige? Absolutely. Would have loved to. But I don't think this was the place to do it.
Right.
I think for the cheap pop, okay, yeah, maybe, but they weren't doing really hot on ticket sales, so I think that would be another reason to kind of hold back on it. I think if you had announced something more for this pay-per-view or PLE, had you announced more for it, I think it would have worked. I really, really think it would have worked.
I think with what we got, even with all these matches, I mean, compared to the first one where Ronda Rousey and Nikki Bella was your main event, I mean, we got Nikki Bella in the Battle Royal. We got a lot of great things on this show. No, there was no bad match. Everything made sense going into it. And I think the one that I really want to start with, and because I want to get your guys' thoughts on it, is because we did have the NXT match with JC Jane and Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's Championship. Great match.
Phenomenal.
Blake Monroe helps Jordan Grace with as far as Jasmine Nix and Fallon Henley. Then she's like, you got this. Hits her with the belt in the back. JC Jane hits the roaring elbow for the 1-2-3. Now JC Jane will wrestle Masha Slamovich next Sunday at Slammiversary, title for title. I'm excited to see Masha and JC for the heel factor of her going against the babyface Masha, because Masha's been killing it. I'll start with you, Paul. Your thoughts on JC getting the victory and what can we expect next week from Masha? And as well, Blake Monroe now as a heel, because we did see her pin JC Jane in the tag. So, she wants that NXT Women's Championship. So your thoughts, Paul?
I think they all went out there, at least you can tell Jordan Grace is far ahead of everybody else on that roster.
Yeah.
I mean, and literally I love her there because she can, pass down that wisdom, and everything she did with JC in this match, man, she killed it. They both killed it. We got to see a little bit of bloodshed, from JC in her mouth, a little bit coming from her nose, but hey, accidents happen in the ring. Sometimes they happen. But hey, I think they killed it. The fact that we kind of already figured Blake Monroe was going to end up becoming a heel, because really, they're really, really babyface heavy in NXT. So to have another heel, great. I'm happy for it, and I'm here for it. I would love nothing more to see Jordan and Blake go after that title, and one of them eventually get it.
I mean, it's like Lainey Reed. Like when Lainey Reed came out and wanted JC Jane and she's being cocky, like the first person to put her with was Thea Hale as far as a feud goes. Because if there's any top babyface to work with, it's Thea Hale. And now you have Blake Monroe coming in, already being in the top mix, and her versus Jordan Grace, her muscle muffin, if you will. I think that's going to be a great feud. Great first way to start as they both go on their way to the championship. And I got to ask you, next Sunday at Slammiversary, do we have the TNA Knockouts champion, Masha Slamovich, become the NXT champion as well, or do you see JC Jane beating Masha? What are you thinking, Paul?
You know, you asked me this question before we actually came on the air, and you know what? I still don't really have a legitimate answer. Aside from, dude, it would be hard for me to have one person be a champion for both companies. And if I'm doing this the way I would like to see it, I would like to see Masha Slamovich be a double champion, for one for TNA and one for NXT.
The same, because it
Just
adds
me.
it's what they did with Trick being the TNA champion. And I mean, that's the beauty of this relationship and the tie-ins and correlations that we see here. And we mentioned how the Forbidden Door in a way is kind of non-existent, because when WWE acquires AAA, they're working with TNA, Noah, and they even have Evolve, because Evolve has its rich history, and AEW over here just has CMLL, New Japan. It's great to see just promotions actually working together. Triple H really understands working relationships, unlike his father-in-law back in the day. So, I mean, it's an exciting time. It really is for both brands of NXT and TNA. So now I go over to you, Dan. What were your thoughts on this match, and who do you think, Masha or JC Jane next week in the Blake Monroe heel turn?
Well, first I'll address the Blake Monroe thing.
Yeah.
She was I don't think she was ever supposed to be a face.
No, I think you're right about that. She was always a better heel.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, I don't think they wanted to bring her in as a face. But it's sometimes we all know that a heel is going to get booed, is going to get, cheered. A face is going to get booed. It happens. Wrestlers will tell you, I didn't want to turn, but you guys made me.
Okay, and now what about the JC Jane and Masha Slamovich next week? Who are you going with?
With that one, I'm going to say this. If JC wins, Trick loses.
Oh, okay.
If Masha wins, Trick wins. Because you're going to have balance. Like a WWE is going to have one of the NXT titles, and the other NXT person is going to have the TNA title.
Right.
You're going to have that balance. It's going to be interesting. Who would I like to see? If you want to build up TNA, I think Masha's a girl. I really do. I like Masha. I loved her in GCW with the king, the man, the god of that shit, Nick freaking Gage.
Very much so. And I mean, I'm agreeing with both of y'all on this. I think this was great representation for NXT. And JC Jane, in a way, also kind of thought she was going to win, because they kept building her as, she's not the most believable champion. And I think it would be too soon to take the belt off of her. So having her beat Jordan, even though it was the way it was, it made sense, and it adds more to the heel layer of JC Jane. And really, like I mentioned, she deserves it. She's really come a long way from the Toxic Attraction days, and she's really coming to her own. And speaking of someone's that come into her own, speaking of their own, my God, they made this match their hell of their own. In our opening match, we had Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria, and Bayley. These women killed it, from the false finishes, hitting each other, one with their finishing maneuvers. These three, when the crowd's chanting women's wrestling, this is wrestling, the crowd was so hyped from top to bottom. It was such a hot opener. And then Bayley gets hit with the Rose Plan on friggin' Lyra. And then Becky does this friggin', I'm going to go over to back, and this absolute pinning maneuver was absolutely amazing to see, into a roll-up finish on Bayley. and everybody was just looking so pissed. Becky continues on her reign as Intercontinental Champion. It builds it up more for the Becky and Bayley feud, and Lyra's still wanting to get her baby back. I think these three had a point to prove, and damn it, they proved their doggone point. Three of the greatest women's talents right now in this current generation. They have held every single part of it, and I was happy to see Becky win just because also she was on the first Evolution with Charlotte, but damn it, I was very happy with how we started this show with this. This was the right choice. It was the right call, and it builds for more matches. And I'll start with Dan on this. Go ahead, Becky, Bayley, and Lyra.
I think there were no wrong choices with this.
Right.
Whether you had gone with, Bayley winning or Lyra winning, I think what you do now, you have Becky go off feud with somebody else for a bit, and then you have Lyra and Bayley feud. But I was going to say, well, Bayley turns heel. No, Lyra.
Well, yeah, I think that's coming just because they need to do something with her. And I love the fact that everybody chants to whoo with the whole bird thing, but Lyra needs something else to freshen up the character. And her as a heel, I think, would be sweet.
Look at what turning heel did for Bayley.
Oh my goodness, when she friggin' destroyed the inflatable Bayley buddies. Yep.
I'll say it now. If she had kept with that gimmick, she'd probably be wrestling as Davina Rose in AEW right now.
I can absolutely 100% see that with how the direction that would go. Yep.
Like, it's just, it wasn't working. Like, that whole Bayley buddy thing had run its course.
Oh, yeah. They were totally done at the time with that. And you could tell. Like, they were still booing her when she was the champion. She was getting the mixed reactions. They needed to make a change and pivot.
I don't see nothing wrong with Lyra. I and it's weird because how everybody has this perception of her.
Right.
She is legit. Everything she does in the ring is legit amazing.
Yeah.
Like, she is hanging in there with two of the best that WWE has to offer. She is literally in the ring hanging with them. There was a sequence there for like over a minute that was just like Lyra was here with Becky. Lyra was there with Bayley. Back to Becky. Back to Bayley. And she was there. She was going toe to toe with these girls. Are we basing this just on the fact that she has sort of like this bird character or I wouldn't know how to kind of describe it, but I think, yes, I believe that she can evolve that character. And does she need to turn heel right away? No, because she has the crowd behind her.
Right.
She has the crowd into that her entrance music. That's the pop that you like from fans, and that's something we like to connect with every wrestler on a different level. And right now, it just seems like the fans are connecting with her. It would be different if she would come out and you would hear utter silence.
You mean like Zelina?
Like Zelina Vega. And oh my God, hold on. I love the fucking vignette she did online. Oh my God. You know, we'll get to her in a minute. Oh, but okay. Oh my God, that vignette was fucking amazing. Anyways.
Good.
Lyra right now, dude, we're not going to take away from the in-ring work that she does because that girl can fucking kick ass. Are we going to say that, yes, is she great on promos? No, but she is using that inner passion of hers, which she is and I just mentioned about connecting with the audience, and people are literally gravitating towards her. Fuck Jonathan Coachman for fucking all the shit all the crap that he said, because if she wasn't connecting with the crowds, just because she doesn't fucking connect with you doesn't mean that she's not connecting with the people in the audience, and that doesn't mean that she's not connecting with the people behind the camera. You don't know that. You just see what you see and you don't fucking like it. I don't care.
No,
this young lady is fucking going out there. She's killing it in the ring. She is increasingly getting better with her promos. That's just my view. But fuck you, Jonathan Coachman.
I think his problem is
he's living under
talk
Vince's
about-
fucking rock.
you talk about.
Oh no, hold on. He's living under Vince's ball sack, is what he's fucking living.
Oh
under,
no, I got something to address there. But
okay, go ahead.
I don't think he's ever connected with a lady in a long time.
No, I think when you think of,
but what I'm saying though is like I don't think he's always made comments about the women's division. Always has. Yeah. But here's the thing. Lyra's got potential. Does she necessarily need to give up that gimmick? No. But you can always tweak gimmicks. You can always tweak them just a little bit. Maybe you have her be a little more edgy. Like she's lost the IC title and she wants to get it back and she just gets a little more gritty.
I like that. I mean, I said it last night. Like, it's like how they added that new layer to the Wyatt Six's character. It's like, we're not going to go after people who turned on their relatives and or their friends or whatever that they consider blood, even though they're not really blood. It's just like, we're going to fuck up this tag team division. We want the tag titles. We're going to take what's ours. We're not a nostalgia act. And they went and ripped ass on everybody in the tag team division. With Lyra, we've seen her work in NXT UK when she's going against like Isla Dawn and Mako Satomura. And this was even during the COVID era. And then you bring her over to NXT. She's going in there. She does the thing with Tatum Paxley. She's in there with Becky. She's in there with the top talents. She can go. Her feud with Roxanne Perez. Like, this is someone who is the future of this company. And they have so much trust and investment in her that they put her in there with two of the greats in Becky and Bayley. And she super exceeded what everybody thought that she was going to do. And that's what we've seen thus far on the main roster with her. And I mean, speaking of someone that we've seen on the main roster with, I think the best way to go with this, and I've been enjoying it just because I think their connection is there. We did see the Judgment Day, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne defend against Charlotte and Alexa, the Kabuki Warriors, and Sol Ruka and Zarya. This was friggin' nuts. This was great. It told more layers of Raquel and Roxanne kind of getting on the same page, even though Raquel is still missing Liv and she's kind of not used to Roxanne yet. We saw Sol Ruka and Zarya, more layers to the fact that Zarya accidentally spears Sol Ruka after Charlotte and Alexa. Charlotte's like, I got you, Alexa, and she saved Alexa Bliss. And you could tell Charlotte was having fun with this. People were cheering Charlotte because she's with Alexa. She's having fun. We're letting loose. It's not this bow down to the queen heel shit that we've been seeing and her just chilling on the yacht. This is Charlotte being Ashley, and Alexa adds more layers to that and the connection with their former friendship. Like, I thought every layer, possibility, and everything with this, and Raquel pinning Sol Ruka with the Tejana bomb after the spear. So it adds more layers to each and every one of their characters. And damn it, I thought it was a hell of a match. They absolutely ripped ass in this one too. Right decision with the team going over because you can continue more with the Judgment Day. Paul, go. Your thoughts.
Let me say the tweet that Soul just put out. She said, "Is there such a thing as a friendship counselor? Hashtag ribs might be broken. Hashtag Zarya isn't allowed to spear anyone anymore because not only did she take it once tonight, she actually took it 3 other times prior to this.
Yes,
and on NXT. Oh my god, dude, I love those two together. I really, really wish they would." I've said this before. NXT needs their tag team titles back because they solely need it to be there for them to build tag teams to get up onto the main roster. If you want just one tag team title for the women up there, fine. I am perfectly fine with it. But give NXT their tag team titles back because they solely need it. I don't need anybody. I don't need this match to have another match for NXT. I only say that because they are killing it. They are literally killing it as a team. They are cohesive. When even when they're being silly and off, they're still a cohesive team. This match was very entertaining, to say the least. Alexa, Charlotte, amazing together. We already know that. You look at the Kabuki Warriors. We already know they on the same page. They always on the same page. And the fact that we get Roxanne and Raquel together.
Yep.
And Liv is probably at home biting at some. Ooh, she's probably wanting to tear everybody apart when she comes back. This was a good match. I really I liked it. I enjoyed it.
The same, man. And I think it just adds more to what other teams that we have for the women's tag team division. And with Sol and Zara, like you just mentioned with that tweet, if y'all not even checked them out, even on the TikToks that they do, and just them working together, and they're complete and polar opposites, but Zara and Sol have just become such a great womanhood, sisterhood, and friendship and bond that it works. So, I mean, it sprinkles the layers of when they finally get that turn and we see them wrestle each other. And when Liv comes back with Roxanne and Raquel and everything just works so smoothly, and everything really compressed very well, and it was very cohesive. I am in the agreement to be very entertained. Dan, your thoughts on this women's tag team matchup?
Personally, I would have liked to have seen it be like a 5-way.
Yeah.
Where you have like a mystery team just for the nostalgia factor. But I'm fine that it wasn't. Although I have to imagine, had the whole Liv thing not happened, had she not gotten hurt, realistically, it probably would have been a 5-way. It probably would have been the Bellas in there. But
hold on a second, Daniel. I don't mean to cut you off, but I think if you wanted to do a 5-way, and we mentioned this from TNA because I think they were originally going to be on there, if not in the Battle Royal, I would have loved it to have been the Iconics. The Inspiration would have been great instead of the Bella Twins. But yes, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Daniel.
Again, it is what it was, but it probably is what we would have gotten. Having said that, you have a lot of stories coming out of this that you can do. Everyone thinks that Zarya is going to turn. Give Sol Ruka a chance. Like, let's see what this girl can do as a heel.
I like that. I mean
the best heels are the ones where you think it's not going to work.
Well, she does have some attitude. And
with Edge, when I refuse to call him COPE, that name's silly. But when Adam first debuted in WWE back in the day, he was over as fuck with that gimmick. And then when he was even coming out to Rob Zombie, that was even over. But then when he turned heel, he'd been a heel before, but not like this. Not that kind of like scumbag, rock star gimmick. But it worked. So I honestly, I would like to see Zarya more as the face in that program.
I could see a nice little switch up. I mean, to go into your point with Edge, to make a comparison, it's like he got booed in his hometown as the Intercontinental Champion because people were tired of this carnation of Edge after he came back from his neck surgery. That's like, no, we don't want to see the You Think You Know Me Edge. We want to see something different. And then the Rated R Superstar was born after him getting, not picked to be the World Heavyweight Champion contender at Taboo Tuesday. You built layers of that for over a year and a half before that amazing cash-in against John Cena at New Year's Revolution 06. Yeah. So you added stuff to that. I mean, with Sol Ruka, she's got some attitude. She's got a little spice to it, a little fun. But if you could turn that fun and add that tweak to some badassery, which I know she can do, I like your style. I think the elements that come out of this are just tune into NXT, tune into Raw, tune into SmackDown, because you have 3 brands with 3 great stories here, and that's what makes the great art of professional wrestling worth having. And speaking of great professional,
if I may,
yeah, good.
There was an interview with Gunther a number of years back, maybe 5 years or so. It wasn't long after the Survivor Series that he first had.
Yeah,
and he said the difficult thing with multi-person matches is everyone's got to get their stuff in. Everyone has to get, their spots in and this and that. And he says it's hard to do a match like that and make sure you're doing things right. This match, you had all different styles. You had more technical based. You had big, the big type, the giant type. You had the white weights. You had everything. And for a bunch of ladies that had never worked together, it worked. And shout out to Zarya and Sol Ruka. Like they earned this.
Oh, very much so, man. And I mean, I even look at it like this as another gateway. Like, before we get into the next match and people who earned it, I got to say I popped when I heard "Excuse Me," and we got to see Vicky Guerrero in the crowd doing as only Vicky Guerrero could do.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. like that, and you got to see like your Ivories, your Jazzes, your Jacquelines. You got to see Tori Wilson.
That was
You got
nice.
Leilani Kai. You got to see Ivory out of everybody.
But
like it was great to see everybody on Triple H.
As a fun fact, you know, Leilani Kai is the only WrestleMania 1 competitor not in the Hall of Fame.
I think that's going to be changing probably very, very soon.
Well, she signed a Legends deal, so part of that is probably she's probably going to be announced for the 2K game next year.
Oh, I concur, man. And I mean, I got to ask y'all
Along
about
with
that.
Bill Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg, I got to say, I also did love the fact it was so nice to see Melina. Like, I love me some Melina. And I know Naomi did a little split in her entrance there, a little homage to Melina. But how great was it just not to see all these women, man? Because in their own right, paved the way from the 80s, 90s to 2000s, getting their respects as they rightfully deserve.
Everybody being out there, everybody getting their just due. It was great. I mean, I would have liked to have had seen more women than men, and I would have liked to have had seen less stars in the crowd, you know, and more of the women who were part of this evolution. I get it. You got Jazz, you got Melina, you got Maurice, you got Leilani Kai, you got Alundra Blaze, you got Vicky Guerrero. But I would have had liked to have had seen one thing that I would have had loved was to see Chyna's family there.
Yeah.
As a representation, because she was part of this evolution also.
Yes, she was very much.
You know,
and somebody who is very deserving of being in the Hall of Fame as a solo and not as a group, not in the group.
Yeah. You know, and I'll say it if I may. I, like Paul, would have loved to have seen a few more of the legends. You know, and every single woman there, you know, from Leilani Kai to Maurice, they all had different struggles. They all had to chip away at the wall and to chip away until finally this generation was able to take that final sledgehammer and bust it down. You know, you had all these young girls, you got all these girls now that have been fighting. And the fact that a lot of times you're more excited to see the women's matches than the men's.
In this day and age, absolutely. They turn it up.
War Games matches. When was the last time when you had the men's match was better? When was the last time that's happened?
Oh, the women's War Games match, like even in NXT, like when they had the men's, like when the Undisputed Era won the War Games, and then you had like Rhea and Io and all them, that was way better than the men's ones.
Absolutely. Like, this generation is killing it. And, you know, Paul, you and I especially, we came from a time when if a little girl said to her mom or her dad or whoever that they wanted to wrestle, you would have been like, yeah, no.
I know, right?
And, like, Paul, if you had a sister and at that age, we're talking 80s, 90s, and they said to your dad that they wanted to wrestle, you think he would have been like, when he sees, you know, the tits and ass and everything, he'd be like, yeah, sure, do it. They'd be like, no.
No.
I think Jackie Redmond actually pointed it out at the beginning. You know, you're not going to see these Jello pool matches, and you're not going to see bra and panties matches. You know that they've come so far. Shout out to Jackie Redmond. Shout out to Jackie Redmond for what she said at the beginning during the pre-show was well received by so many online, because she is so getting praise for her words. And I know it was only about a minute, but still,
Yeah.
it resonated because we've come so far from those matches, you know, oil matches, the Jello matches, with bra and patty matches,
the turkey dinner match. Like, all those lame ass, you know, shtick matches that Vince liked. And
oh God, every Christmas we had the multi-women tag, the Santa's Little Helpers and all that stuff.
Yeah. It just made no sense, to a lot of people. So
No, I mean, for me, going to your point, like Jackie Redmond, and I'll play a clip of this bitch and this part right here of the show. Like, she was so passionate. She was so happy. And I mean, it was something for everyone, man, because of how far we've come in the past 20, 30 years. And I mean, I'll even add on to your point with China, like, definitely deserves a solo spot, definitely deserves in the Hall of Fame. I think for me, the only other thing I'll add before we get to the next match, y'all, was with that, Kelly. It was also came out earlier the day that they wanted her at Evolution. And I think she was just going to be in the crowd and not in the Battle Royal, because a lot of people are expecting surprises. But I'm like, when you have a group of talent like that and you just Nikki Bella is going to do her thing, you really don't need a lot of surprises like the first one. But your thoughts on Kelly kind of turning down being in the crowd and being showcased like a lot of those ladies were?
Well, before that, I think it's worth noting.
Yeah.
As far as Jackie Redmond goes, she is capable of so much better.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, put her on commentary.
Yeah. Oh, she has
that,
such a great.
You know what? And that was something that I can tell you, that was the one thing that really, really irked me with this show, was the fact that she wasn't on the commentary.
It was just Michael Cole.
It was just Michael Cole and Wade Barrett, and no disrespect to either one of them, but oh my God, I really, really, really wish she would have been on that panel. Not forget the panel, but just on the show.
You had Tess and Stephanie, but you could have done more than that,
Exactly.
Here's an idea, and I think it would have been fun as hell. What about Kathy Kelly and Jackie Redmond? Or here's an idea: make a phone call to Asheville, North Carolina, and just say, "Hey, Beth, would you want to come in and do commentary for Evolution 2?
I mean, you've had Lita and Beth Phoenix do commentary for the Mae Young Classics back in the day, so why not?
It would have worked. And
Lita also. Lita could have been another person that they should have had on it. It didn't need to be Wade Barrett. As much as I like Wade Barrett, I just don't think it should have been him on it. So, Cole being on the call, fine. If you needed that color guy, fine. Cole has been there, for all these years. I get it, but I still think Lita could have done it, Beth could have done it, Jackie Redmond could have done it. I think it would have been great. And if you wanted to, why not Paige or Brie?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that would be my only of one of my two gripes with the whole thing. The other one being the build, but we already stressed about that.
Yeah, man. I agree with you. I think having more
female
Paige here, God, yes. So, and any guys want to comment on Kelly?
And there's no Xavier Woods there, so you don't have to.
Oh, hey now.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that, but I mean, yeah. But in all reality, though, is like those would be the women who I would love to have had seen on the commentary with them. And I know Paige isn't great, but the other women that I mentioned, would have been great on color for them, or what play by color for them. So
agreed. Now, do y'all want to mention Kelly not being there as well in the crowd, turning it down, saying, "Hey, man, I'll come back another time"?
But this is what I meant. It's like you had all these stars. You had Little Yachty. You had Quavo, and Mark Henry is fine. Mark Henry is fine, but
2 Chainz.
2 Chainz. You had all these other celebrities. Why? You could have just as easily put female wrestlers out there who weren't on the thing. You could have just as easily had TNA wrestlers out there, former TNA wrestlers out there. You could have called them to come in there and say, hey, for all the things that they do in TNA. That would have been better.
I'll add to your point, Victoria Crawford, Alicia Fox, who was on the first Evolution. Hello.
I didn't know, that's a little pushing it, but
I know. I'm just trying to say, she was a part of that. I'm being nice. So, Alicia Fox. So Daniel, you want to comment about Kelly not being that before we get to the next match?
Like they could have brought in like Bull Nakano.
Bull Nakano, hello, come on. That's an easy one
like
right
her,
there.
Her gear, her makeup, the hair,
stand out.
Her presentation back then was just fucking amazing.
Right, like come on, Alondra's there, one of her greatest rivals, Bull Nakano. Like, what are we doing here?
How much hairspray do you suppose she had?
Aja Kong could have been out
Aja
there.
Kong, even hell yeah.
Karma,
even Awesome Kong, yes. Ooh, you could have done
Awesome Kong, yeah, she could have been out there too. We know that they could have used a hell of a lot more women that were on, for this show, but they didn't do it, and I think that's kind of the take. That would be kind of the negative from everything.
Santina Morella, God Almighty.
Tonight, where the first thing we don't talk about is what they look like. It's not a bra and panties match tonight. We're not doing Jello wrestling. These women are athletes. They are in the ring giving it everything. We've got the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky. We've got the prettiest moonsault ever. We talk about Rhea Ripley, somebody who was surrounded by men in the Judgment Day and established herself as the leader of that group. Like, these things all matter for the little girls and little boys that are watching at home. And so I am honored to be surrounded by women who do step outside of the box and do it their own way and aren't necessarily like cookie cutter superstars, and all of that stuff matters.
Let's go into the next match, which was Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus. I enjoyed this. Trish Stratus is 49 and she still looks amazing and still got it, as we got the chant of "you still got it." I like the stratosphere off the apron. We got to see Tiffany do her Alabama slam. We got to see them really going back and forth with each other. They both kept up. Her getting the Stratusfaction for the near fall, then missing the moonsault, and getting the PME for the victory, and Tiffany winning. Man, these ladies worked hard. They slapped each other in the face. It was nice at the beginning, and it's like, oh no, you're not going to slap me. And then it turned into a great little brawl mixed with a lot of great wrestling. So Trish Stratus getting the standing ovation that she rightfully deserved after that bout, and Stratusfaction was guaranteed. There was someone who in our shorts, and I'm going to say this when we did Deep Into the Heart of Wrestling, was like, how is this really good and Triple H is cooking if Trish Stratus is going to come back and losing all these matches? I'm like, well, first off, Trish and Tiffany beat Nia and Candice. Last time we saw her, she was winning in her hometown of Toronto. But this doesn't hurt Trish Stratus to lose to Tiffany Stratton. It doesn't. Like, they built up the fact that Trish, the last time she went for a championship match was the bout with Lita at Unforgiven 06, where she retired and then they vacated the title. But having Tiffany beat Trish and Trish looking good and just everything that goes to this, and based off like the legendary status that is Trish, who was on the first Evolution, the past meets the present, it worked very well. And Trish is going to give it 110%. And Tiffany Stratton is absolutely out of this world. And for someone who's only been doing this for doggone 2 years, she's come such a long way within her character from NXT to the main roster. So it hit all the marks. It checked all the boxes. And Tiffany Stratton is still your champion, even though we knew it. But damn it, it was good chemistry. So I'll start with Dan on this one. Tiffany Stratton and Trish, go.
Honestly, you see it all the time, whether it be Twitter or any of the other pages.
Yeah.
The Trish Stratus comparisons that Tiffany Stratton has been getting for the last while. Like, why wouldn't you do it? Like, I felt what you were seeing, like, where people would go, why is Trish losing that? First of all, how are you going to have a 49-year-old be like a 25-year-old?
Right.
Not going to happen.
Yeah, we're not ageism here, but it's like, it's the past and present. Like,
Exactly.
Trish Stratus is great. I mean, the last time she really won in a feud, she beat Becky Lynch one-on-one, but that was to lead her to get her ass kicked. Like, she's in a position now where she's here to help the young talent. Like, that's what she's here to do.
I'm reminded a number of years, about 5-6 years ago, there was a promo that Finn Balor gave on NXT. And he says, it's WrestleMania season. Who's going to get that Finn rub?
Hey, I mean,
and
it's
like it or not, there is a Legends rub. There are some legends that if they come back, just because it's them. Like, if you honestly go back and rewatch Kevin Owens versus Steve Austin, was it a great match? No.
It
Wrestling, was it a good fight? Yeah.
was a spectacle. It was what it needed to be.
This was, it was a good match. Like, you look at Trish, someone who doesn't look like she's 49. She looks like she's like 39.
Stratisfaction yoga, baby.
Exactly. So we got that. And, you know, it just, Tiffany gets even bigger just by having that name, you know, attached to her. And Trish, she could lose a million matches now. She could never win another match. But the fact is, she's Trish Stratus, one of the absolute greatest of all time. You know, we had, you know, Queen of the Ring. You know, you had Mildred Burke. You had Moolah. You had May. You had all these other women. I guarantee you, Trish is going to be in that conversation.
Yeah, your Joyce Grables and everyone that they highlighted even in tonight's video packages. I mean, that's just showcases the past and present, what kind of represent this generation and backwards and forwards. Like, that's the beauty of the legacy and lineage. And I mean, Paul, we'll go to you now. Tiffany Stratton and Trish, right person one. On to SummerSlam we go. Your thoughts on Tiffy and Trishy?
Right person one. I am going to give Trish Stratus her flowers.
Yep.
Because, oh my God, you said she looks like she's 39. I say she looked like she about 29.
Like back
because, God damn, she is gorgeous.
Yep.
God, she is gorgeous still. And that girl worked her ass off in this match with Tiffany and looked like she didn't miss a beat. Looked like she could still go every damn week at the rate. You know, that girl works out, dude. We already know she does cardio. You follow her, you see the videos and you see the pictures of her working out. But man, it's just amazing to see how talented she still is in that ring at 49. By the way, I'm 49. We are the same age, and she is literally 1 month older than me.
Wow.
And she was 75, I'm 76, so we're literally a month apart. But God, man, she looks a hell of a lot better than I do. I'll put you like that.
Well,
of course,
sir.
It's Trish Stratus. I mean, because she just outright gorgeous. So,
no, man. I
mean,
praise
to you beautiful, beautiful young woman.
Hell yes, man. I mean, this one over here talking about like she's looking like she's 29. I mean, we can go back to that's probably around the time when she first won that women's championship in 01 and 02 in her young 20s. Like, I mean, this woman's been around for 25 years, doesn't age, looks absolutely amazing, rightfully getting the flowers that she deserved. Well, we'll say that we all
know, but I don't want to eat what the hell she eating because, man,
God.
She found the fountain of youth, and she found it up there in Canada. So I'm gonna have to go to Canada to find me that fountain of youth.
Thank you, Trish. Exactly.
I'll say this: if you
God
saw
bless you,
the press conference, the after show, they asked her, they're like, "Well, does this mean you're done?" And you know, she said, "Stay tuned." And you know, she talked about doing this so her kids, which to me is still thinking Trish Stratus has kids.
I know, right?
And like she's saying how, you know, if they want to do this, you know, her daughter, she's like, I want her to know that if she wants to do this, she can do it.
I have an idea. I have an idea. How about Trish as a part-time wrestler, but she's in the tag team division with a partner. She doesn't have to work as hard. She only has to go in, you know, a certain amount of times. If she could still go like she did tonight, I could see her going into her 50s, which is in December, as a champion. I would love to see it. I would definitely love to see Trish Stratus as a tag team champion. She doesn't need a top title. She doesn't. She could be a tag team title. I would love to see her continue on. If she truly wants her kids to see her work in that ring, and if she that's something that she would love to see. I would love to see it as a fan. I would.
Hey, Trish and Tiffany as the tag champs. I'm totally down for that.
Wait, whoa. I didn't say nothing about Tiffy.
Yeah.
Didn't say nothing about Tiffy. When Tiffy time, how about her and Naya?
Oh God, yeah. I know why you want that tag team.
You know why I want that tag team.
I know why you want that tag team. Now, speaking
I get
of
my eye candy double time. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I think when you talk about eye candy, we're going to talk about, oh my goodness, proceed with caution. Jade Cargill, Naomi, no holds barred match with Bianca Belair as a special guest referee. Naomi, who we're going to talk about a little later too. My God, this match was awesome, from the kendo sticks, from the chairs, from the everything that went into this match. Like, for what we got to see with Naomi and Jade Cargill, like, they beat the living snot out of each other. As Naomi put it in the press conference, that heifer tried to kill me. Yes, she actually said that, which I thought I about died when she said that. Like, this was great. Like, I know her nose got busted open. It was even still bleeding when she got to the press conference and everything. Like, she took a hell of a beating. This was probably one of Jade's best showings. This was better than the WrestleMania match, and I enjoyed the WrestleMania match. But what these two did, exemplified their feud. Bianca Belair checking on each other, showing that timidness even after Jade won, after she gave this hellacious Jaded through the table, my God, and wins the match. And then Bianca and Jade looking at each other. You know they're setting up Bianca and Jade. Wow. You can't get better with this. They have such good chemistry with each other, and I really dug the story and them just beating the absolute snot out of each other. Paul, go. Jade and Naomi.
You know what I would have loved to see as kind of a wrinkle into this was just to see Bianca have so much angst towards both of them. I mean, have a little bit of more feelings, like she was happy but angry, or joyful but kind of like, you know, kind of struggling with her emotions, on whether she was like, yeah, she deserved it, or ooh, oh my God, like she did at Elimination Chamber. Not to that degree to where she's like, oh my God, why, you know, why this? Not like that. I'm just saying, like, you're out there as the referee. I would have liked to have had seen a little bit more from her, but what we got was a really, really good match. I thought it was the fact that Naomi threw freaking Jade into the table.
Oh, that drop kick
into the commentators table, and then you saw the TV explode.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That was pretty good. I have to admit, that was really, really good, and very, very good for the dramatic. And I'm glad that they didn't come out and actually fix the TV. They just left it like it was. And throughout the match, you could see a little bit of the Bianca kind of fighting back, you know, some of those emotions. I would have liked to have had seen them come out more. Still, right person went over. Outcome kind of brought forth what would have happened, what's going to happen later on, and we'll get to that. But DC, my brother, your comments.
You know, I still can't get past that Trish and Tippy match.
This guy.
Yeah.
Like, you look at where Trish was and just seeing where Tippy's at now, and she's only like 25, 26 people. Like, if she works out as well as Trish does, you know, and keeps herself, you know, in good physical shape, you know, no injuries, I could see her going the same amount of time.
Yeah, I mean, I really am enjoying how they're really, just like we mentioned, like her possibly being tag team champion. It's just Trish Stratus. It's the fountain of youth, and Tiffany Stratton just going beyond the be of, and we're going to see more of her even main eventing WrestleManias in the future. So Dan, your thoughts, Jade and Naomi? Are you going to proceed with caution, or what'd you think about this, man? And Bianca kind of just really checking on Jade with the emotions, not really paying more attention to Naomi, but mostly for the Jade side of things. And then they had that stare down after Jade's win. Your thoughts on the match?
So here's what I think they're going to do. So Jade's got a guaranteed title match.
Yep.
And I think you said one of our last shows that the next draft isn't until like right before SummerSlam.
After SummerSlam.
After SummerSlam.
Which right now, technically, the both women's titles, world titles at least, are on SmackDown right now. Technically.
Yeah.
So,
But Naomi, yep.
What if you have Jade think, I'm not done with this bitch. I'm not done. So you have Jade hop on over to Raw. She's got her Queen of the Ring. Oh, well, hey. Well, Bianca, is there too. So what do? You have her cost Jade the match. We talked about Lyra needing, a fresh up. Bianca needs one. Like, put her back with what's her name, with Naomi, and you've got something. There was also the rumor that they were planning on possibly switching the world titles, like having the world heavyweight title on SmackDown, the WWE title eventually, or whatever they're gonna do, because Cena, but you have the world heavyweight title on SmackDown. You'd have to do that. You could very easily do that, But I think we get a triple threat match at SummerSlam.
I dig that. I like that a lot. I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing. I mean, there's so many ways you can go with this, including Clash in Paris as well, because you have 2 spots in August as far as PLEs go. But I'm with y'all on this, man. I mean, I'm really enjoying what we're getting out of these 3. Bianca needs the heel turn. I loved heel Bianca. You don't go here from NXT, and just that whole thing, and actually telling Mr. Sam Roberts, Mr. Sam can kiss my ass, which is still funny to this day. Like, give me some more of that edgy heel Bianca like we used to have. I think it's time. I think we're also going to see maybe something of the development of Naomi and Bianca. They kind of planned it together. So
I think you're at the same point with Bianca that you were with Bayley.
Is it? Yeah, I'm kind of like
I kind of feel that's where we're at right now. Is we should be at. I think we're at that point to where we want to see more from Bianca. We want to see a little bit more edgier Bianca, and if we're not gonna get it, she kind of feels she's in that Bayley spot to where it's kind of like, okay, you're still getting the pop. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
You're still getting the pop. You're not getting boos or anything like that from the crowd. But at the same time, you need a little bit of a refresher, something a little different with her. I'm not saying you need to change her theme. I'm just saying you need to change something about Bianca to make her more presentable to a lot more people, because the character is becoming very, very stale. And we need something more from her.
Well, I will say, well. Thank you, Joel Gertner. So with that being said, something that is not stale, and Paul, try to control yourself here as we move on to the next match, which is the Battle Royal, and the winner gets a shot at Clash in Paris. It was won by Stephanie Vaquer, who last eliminated Lash Legend with the Devil's Kiss. Paul, I know how much you love you some Stephanie Vaquer. We mentioned about you and your lovely wife. Hi, Paul's wife. And everything from that. Hi, Paul's wife. And everything that went into y'all watching her at When Worlds Collide with Lola Vice. Y'all, this match was really, really good. A lot of people got their shine on. We got to see Julie up in there. All right, we're going to mention this because one of the big things that Paul really enjoyed, and Selena Vega put it on her Twitter, of her just with the title being taken away of her, this like dark, edgy promo and saying, I'm not done with you yet, bitch, after she eliminated Julie on the Battle Royal. Can we get more of that, Selena Vega, please? Please.
You have to love that vignette that she did for herself. Yep. You can see like it's that angry side, and God, I hope that transition translates into something more for her on SmackDown. I really, really hope it does, because I would love for her to eventually get that United States title back, as well as one Chelsea Green. I would love to see her get it back, but right now, that whole anime character that that Zelina has, if it transitions from one of those like babyface anime characters to kind of like a little bit more of a heelish, not very much, but more of a dark anime character, I would love that, and I hope that's where this vignette goes. I hope that's where it's going to go, because man, go watch it. Go watch it. Twitter link will be below, but man, go watch it.
Hot damn. And I mean, I think the right winner run, I picked Stephanie Vaquer from the jump, just because, I mean, Lash Legend would have been cool because it's in her hometown of Atlanta, Georgia. And Lash, ever since Metaphor has broken up, the NXT representation, you want to include her in the higher ups for the NXT Women's Championship contention. She has improved leaps and bounds from when she was first on NXT 2.0 with her little talk show that she had. And then they just let her fucking rip ass. And then Metaphor helped her a lot. Her and Jakara Jackson. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Ooh, ooh. I am for real. And everything that went into the entertainment value, what she was doing in the skirt and all that good stuff. But I think she's really coming into her own now, and she got a nice little representation here before getting that devil's kiss. Yeah, at the end, yeah. And Stephanie Vaquer winning.
The best thing was hearing the crowd do it. That was the best. That was the tip of the iceberg, was listening to the crowd go with everything, and that was beautiful. Beautiful. It worked well.
The promo she cut afterwards with Stephanie McMahon, and Stephanie speaking some Spanish, and then Stephanie Vaquer cutting that promo about how wrestling is her first language, and she's ready just to continue to learn and more and grow. And I love that about her. She's such a genuine and authentic human being. And now, so she has a title shot. Now, what we said with Naomi, do you want to see Vaquer and Naomi? Do you want to see Vaquer and Tiffany? What are we thinking here, y'all?
I think if she has the opportunity to face Tiffany Stratton, I would love that. I would genuinely love that.
Me too.
And it would work.
It would. Dan, your thoughts on Vaquer winning? I think she was the golden favorite in this, and her against Tiffany, her against Naomi.
I think Lash Legend, did an absolutely amazing job.
Oh, yeah.
I think, it showed her to a lot more people.
Yep.
Because, some people just don't watch NXT for whatever reason.
I don't understand why, but hey, we'll go with that.
You do you. We listen, and we don't openly judge.
Much.
Unless you're on this show, then we judge you.
So, Lash Legend, it made her a star. This was her star. You think that Royal Rumble years ago at before Mania 30, where Roman stepped out and was like, well, hey, this guy's actually really good. We like. That's what this will be for Lash.
I can equate it to any of the girls, like Jada Parker flipping killed it. All the NXT, Kailani Jordan's spot where she friggin' did the Naomi Kofi spot of the handstand and just getting back into the ring was sweet. I mean,
Lash Legend picking up my girl and holding her by her butt cheeks. Oh my God,
Vega, yeah.
Whoa! I said Lash Legend picking up my girl Nia.
Oh, Nia, that one. Okay.
When she went to body slam her, she went to go throw her over the top rope, but had a handful of butt cheek. You know what I'm saying?
I was going the other route.
Right in the middle.
No. I was being polite. But man, she had a handful.
I know, Paul.
Lucky woman.
I mean, her lifting her up was a nice little teaser. First of all, I love Nia Jax.
I would love to see them in a match together. I really would.
I'm cool with that. And I mean, I know Amir is climbing at the bit with the bathwater because that was always the
Hey, Amir.
Watching you, Amir. But no, that's the beautiful part about it. You get Lash that interaction, much like Jade had with Nia at the Royal Rumble, and just her press slamming Zelina out of the ring.
Oh, man.
Everybody had their sweet spots, man. Poor Tatum and Izzy Dame got eliminated very early by Nia.
That was horrible, but I get why, because you wanted to get rid of people out of the ring because you already knew who you wanted in that ring. I wish it would have lasted maybe about a minute. Kind of had a little bit of interaction with a lot of people.
Can I just say,
then get tossed out? But
I also never want to see Natalya do the worm ever again.
Oh God, I never want to see Maxine.
That's her thing, though. That's the thing.
I don't care. Maxine needs another damn character. She is not even remotely supposed to do. Look. I would love for her to be like Natalya.
Yes. Not
like the worm is the most unnecessary thing. Shout out to Scotty Tuhati. I do not want to see Otis do it. I do not want to see anybody else do it. That is the most horrible move. Stop. Stop.
It pisses me off too because they're the Dynamite like dolls now, and Natalya's been doing her thing on Evolve. Like the match with Callie Armstrong was great, like on Evolve for the Evolve Championship, and you're having her work with these people and her just busting ass and being Natalya. Like I paved the way for all these women, and then I see her on the main roster. And I know they're trying to do something with Maxine, but it's like I'm looking at you on NWA, I'm looking at you on Evolve, I'm looking at you over here, and you're just as badass.
Doing everything at GCW, at Bloodsport, for the stuff that you're doing outside of WWE, and then it's like this and that. Exactly. But yeah, no, this or that.
You can get with this, or you can get with that. But that's the thing too, man. It's Maxine Dupree.
Black sheep. What's a black sheep?
Yes, thank you. But no, that's the thing. Like you have Maxine Dupree, and her gimmick has not changed from this like goofy character with Otis, and Tozawa, and it's just like you can do more with Maxine, but they're not.
I want to see Natalya just smack the hell out of her and tell her, "Come on, let's do this," and be something more of a badass. I would love to see that from Maxine, and not
sort
just
of like
goofy character.
A Rocky and Mick kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, here's my thing too that also kind of got me is they did that promo before Evolution, and Maxine's talking about fashion in France, and I'm like, y'all are like mixing maximum male models with freaking the Alpha Academy, and I'm like, and Natalya's like, there's more stuff in France than just that and getting a title shot, and I'm like, oh my God, can we just have Maxine like cut the bullshit now, please? Like, please, like if you're trying to make them a serious tactic, can we stop with the fucking maximum male models mixed with Alpha Academy, please? That's all I'm saying. All that. Now, Dan, your thoughts on Stephanie Vaquer winning, and who do you see her going for? And then the speech afterwards with Stephanie speaking Spanish. Go ahead, man.
Absolutely right, Paul.
Yep.
Stephanie.
I think once she got into it, you already kind of figured it was going to be her.
Right.
Well, I thought, they could, throw us for a loop, and they've done it before.
Yes, they have.
I mean, you got to remember when Gail Kim debuted in WWE for the first time.
Oh God,
he won the title her first match.
Yeah, the Battle Royal, and then it went nowhere because her babyface run stunk, and then they made her a heel.
They didn't tell anybody who she was.
Right. No, they did the vignettes, and she was like the Matrix character.
Again, somebody else that could have been there too.
In the crowd, Gail Kim.
Lisa Marie Varone. Come on, man. Victoria, you could have had her out there.
Oh, but yeah, no, Gail Kim's like first run in WWE was the absolute shits. And it wasn't her fault. Like it was just like the Matrix chick, Gail Kim was coming. Go ahead. It wasn't her fault.
It was Vince.
It was Vince.
It wasn't my fault.
Thank you, Snitsky. So Dan, Stephanie Vaquer winning, right call. Who do you think she's going for?
Well, Naomi and Stephanie would be entertaining as all hell.
That would be fun, yeah.
You can't go wrong with either.
And that's my thing. You have this white hot baby face for someone who's been on the main roster for such a short time, and a year to the day, like for when she wrestled Isla Dawn in her first house show match in Mexico, and coming off the Mercedes Moné match and getting signed by WWE. This woman has had an uprise in such 1 year that she's captivated and connected with this audience, both in NXT, both on the main roster. Like, there's just something special about Stephanie Vaquer. And speaking of something special, we are at the main event. My God! This main event, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship, and then we'll get to the cash-in. Holy hell! Like, these two, like, they respecting each other. They beat the crap out of each other, just snug with each other, friggin' suplexes, drop kicks, the power bombs. This woman threw her with the razor's edge with the most, like, authoritative, like, fuck you, I'm just gonna throw you. Scott Hall would protect you. Rhea's
not like, once,
twice, dropping her on her dome piece, and is like, fuck you, Io, just get the fuck out of here, Io. And just, it worked just because of the story of she's never beat her, and they highlighted it, and it was perfect. And then Jessica Carr takes a bump. She takes a bump and gets drop kicked out of the ring, and then they're fighting in the crowd, and Io's on top. Yes, the crossbody in the crowd. Then she goes for the moonsault. I don't think anybody's ever kicked out of the over-the-moon moonsault. That was such a special moment. Then they hit the Spanish fly, and then it happened because nobody saw it coming. But damn it, it was great. Naomi comes out with the ref, ring the bell. She's cashing in, like, hurry up. Like I said, I'm cashing in, God damn it. And then hits him with the briefcase, throws Rhea out the ring, split-legged moonsault. Naomi's the champ, pins Io. They both look disgusted. We go off the air. Y'all, this was excellent. Dan, I'll start with you. Io and Rhea, the match, and then the cash-in from Naomi.
You know, we talk about, and Mike, you and I talked about the best Money in the Bank cash-ins. Link below, down there.
Plug number 2.
We think of the most iconic one being Seth cashing in.
Yep.
Well, for the women's, it's going to be this one right here.
Oh, 1,000%.
And as soon as it was done, you had people chanting, you deserve this. Like, Naomi is somebody that has busted their fucking ass. I've had so many people say she's not good enough. She doesn't belong here. She only got there because she married a Fatu. But she has taken all of that and said, you know what? No.
Fuck you.
And she has earned it. And I am so stoked for her. You know, she needed the character change, and she went all out. She swung for the fences. She hit a grand slam.
I mean, I like your point, Dan, just because of the fact, like you talk about, and Paul, Mike, you just mentioned their balls to the wall. This is a woman who started on season 3 of one of the worst NXT seasons ever. Ever. And then she comes onto TV as a Funkadactyl with Brodus Clay. Dan, you want to do the dance again?
No.
Okay. So Funk was on a roll. And Dan was on a roll last night.
Call my mama.
Somebody call my mama. Her and Cameron, and then they break her up. The first heel turn was great when she's friggin' beating up Paige and all that, and Team Bad. That was cool. But then you got the glow top baby face, and it was always like we could do more with Naomi. And then her run since she's come back to the WWE, the build to this.
No. Don't skip over her getting released.
Okay.
Going to TNA
was the best
and
part.
Then which she kicked ass over there, and Jordan Grace, God bless that young woman, because god damn, they beat the holy hell out of each other, not once, twice.
And then even the Deonna feud was amazing. Like,
yeah,
that helped her, man. And this second run has been her best run in the WWE, rightfully deserved. And I mean, even like Daniel said there, man, like, I equate it to like when Alexa Bliss cashed in during the Ronda Rousey Nia Jax match at Money in the Bank 2018. Like, the pop was there when she pinned Nia and Alexa Bliss came in and won the match after like that DQ spot. But here's my thing. The Alexa Bliss run with that title was just to set up Ronda squashing her at SummerSlam. And that was the bad part about it, because then Ronda got the title. But This, if you give her a nice long run, which she rightfully deserves, it made for something special. It continues Io and Rhea because Rhea still needs to get that victory over Io, and they're pissed. You know, they're going to want to go after the title. So it added more layers in the extension to the story, like which has been the topic of this whole pay-per-view and why it was such a great success. But damn it, like Naomi, you deserve it. Congratulations. We're going to give you your flowers on this show. We love you here on the Weekly Review with Naomi. We love you. But this whole thing was perfect.
How fucking great she was at the press conference. Like,
I just want to drink my Wheatley. Can we hurry this up? I just want to drink my Wheatley.
Like I said in the chat, I think she pulled a J.
And was like, I'm drinking here. Come on. Let's go. Let's go.
Like, this is my new favorite press conference. I love it. Like,
well, the thing is, too, dude, it's like she's going in and out of character of like, I'm going to be psycho. I'm going to do the psycho laugh. And then I'm going to speak like Naomi and be very appreciative. Then, like, it's great. It's awesome. Yeah. And yeah, not to skip over the TNA run like Paul mentioned, but if you've not checked out Naomi's work in TNA, and I'll be honest, I remember at the time, like, you know, forget Mercedes and what she's doing now, because we've spoke many a times on Mercedes. But as far as Naomi goes, I was even thinking at the time, like, okay, how's this going to go? Because I'm happy to see her in TNA, but I'm like, let's see what we do here. But then she comes out the gate with Deanna and Jordan, like you mentioned. She had a point to prove, and it really proved here, man. Like, this is not the Naomi of Feel the Glow or even a Funkadactyl Naomi or Team Bad Naomi. This is Trinity Fatu absolutely wrecking shop, and I love it. And you can tell she's having fun with it. She's invested. She's interested, and that's the best part of any character development. So, Naomi, we love you, and if y'all have not checked out this pay-per-view, go out of your way. I'm going to tell you right now that I would go back and watch each and every one of these matches because it told a damn good story. And these women,
dude, they kicked the holy hell out of each other. They just took it to another level. And when you thought it was going to end, nope, we got duped. And when you thought it was going to end, nope, we got duped. And when you thought, well, as soon as Jessica Carr got that hit, took that bump, you thought, man, somehow you're gonna get that cash in, and then it didn't happen right away. It was like they prolonged it. They went out of the ring. You saw Io do that dive from the top of that that thing, the crates, and then it was like they kept fighting and fighting and fighting, and it was like never stop fighting, like fight forever, you know. And the crowd was just eating it up. And I know the three of us were just like, we're messaging each other like, are you watching this? Like, dude, they were on fire. Women's match of the fucking weekend.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
and I love Tony. I love Mercedes. I love the match that her and Mercedes had, but man,
this outdid it.
This outdid any women's match of the weekend by far, by leaps and bounds, because we didn't think this is what we were going to get. Not even remotely close did I don't think a lot of people thought that this was what we were going to eventually get.
No.
And it blew all of our expectations outside the water. Now, not to mention the fact that Naomi, with a busted nose or a broken, I don't know if it's broken or what, but man, still her coming out was selling the hell out of it, and her going into the ring with it still blood coming down from the bridge of her nose and out of her nose. It made for all of us to just get up and applaud and cheer as wrestling fans.
And to everyone at those press conferences, and I have this question. Let me ask you guys this.
Yeah.
You think she's gotten to drink her Wheatley yet?
Wheatley's so good. I'm drinking Wheatley. I think she did. Yes. I'm pretty sure she did.
Like that folks, check out the pay-per-view and then check out the post-show, presser, because like she pulled a J and she was having a good time and well deserved,
Yeet.
I would love to see her have a good strong run.
Yeet. Now, the one thing I have to mention before we get up on out of here, since you mentioned the press conference, I watched the media scrum, and you mentioned Tony Storm's line yesterday, and we put it up on the in our last show. The best part of it was Tony Storm, but what was with the dumbass that asked Ember Moon, like, do you consider this match to be bigger than, what else is going on in Atlanta with a certain someone retiring? And I'm like, bro, did you really have to ask her that question? And Athena's like, no, I'm just focused on me and what I did tonight here. Yeah, and she handled that perfectly. But I'm like, bro, was this really the time to be a fucking mark and just like take a shot at the other company? Really, bro? Really?
It's the stupidest thing that a lot of these
Quote unquote
people,
journalists.
quote unquote journalists that go in there and ask questions. That's why I love Denise. That's why that's why we love Denise. Why we love Sean. Why we love Alex, Queen of the Ring. This is why we love the actual journalists that want to know what's going on with the wrestlers that are in the press conference and not asking stupid damn questions.
I'm like asking will she fight Taylor Swift or Nick Hausman's dumbass? And like everybody like of that nature. Ugh. Who's the other one? What's her face? Incarnate, right? Demon Diva. Like she does a great job too. Like she's another one that I love that really goes in there and has fun with it. But yeah, like that's when you have like people who are genuinely invested. Then you get people like the gentleman that I mentioned who just come in there just dumbasses. Thank God he's not in them. Oh God. I know Brian gets in there, but thank God, Dave. You hardly see Dave at any of these. Malcolm is great. I love
Malcolm and him wanting to know everybody's Waffle House order. Shout out to Malcolm, my brother from another mother. Yeah, I know that's his gimmick. That's his gimmick. So, but I love Malcolm whenever he goes out there and he starts doing interviews with people.
I'm laughing at Dan. I'm New York. I know. I have him down here.
We don't have Waffle House.
Waffle House is the shit.
I ain't got one here. I know where there is one, but it's not in California that I can think of. But
we got an IHOP somewhere. I've been there once.
I know they're supposed to be doing one in Vegas. I believe that there's supposed to be one in Vegas, but
yeah.
But hey, you know what? You know what my area has? We invented fucking buffalo wings.
That you did, Buffalo. Buffalo Wild Wings, boy.
You know what we invented? The Bloods and the Crips.
We created the missionary position. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Oh, man.
And then bake.
Boom. Yes. Just say you like crepes. Are those really thin pancakes? Yeah. Oh my God, I love those. Anyway.
Nope, I ain't saying it.
I ain't saying it. These colors don't run, Ricky. Anyway, Talladega Nights aside.
Come on, Ricky Bobby. Come on, Ricky Bobby.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. One of you idiots about to get scissor kicked in the head.
I'm 10 years old, but I'll beat your ass. Anyway, for Ricky Bobby and the crepes and the Waffle Houses. But yeah, y'all, when you're at these, point being, if you're at a post conference or a media scrum,
don't be a dumbass and ask stupid questions.
Dumbass and ask stupid questions, fuckers. But
I like that the one thing I liked from the press conference was Triple H actually told the whoever the PR person was walking around, told them, I think he had 3 straight guys, and he goes, I would like a question from the women.
That popped me
here. That popped me big, dude. I was like, yeah,
like
I'm not here for all the guys' commentary. I want the women that are in there. I want them to get their questions in, because that would have been my first thing. Is like, can't we have a lot of more women, in there to ask questions, to the wrestlers, maybe 1 or 2 guys, but majority of them women.
Yeah. And speaking of women, we love y'all. And we want to see more of these pay-per-views instead of 7 years. Go ahead, Dan.
Mike, I think it goes without saying that representation in media fucking matters.
Yep.
Some of these male journalists wouldn't know what questions to maybe ask, like in their minds. You think a female journalist, they're going to be like, yeah, I've had similar struggles. We have to acknowledge that our life experiences, we can get along, but they're different. Me being, white Caucasian, my life experiences are different than yours, Paul. Mm-hmm. Yours are different than Mike's, and so on and so forth. But what makes this show especially great is we all have different perspectives.
Yeah,
and
we're
I
not
think
dumb.
having
We have
the
different perspectives.
female reporters there would have been a genius idea.
It's only
Yeah,
because I'm the minority. That's why.
I'm the only New Yorker, so there's that.
Well, I am a New Yorker living in
You,
South
you,
Carolina.
you don't count. You turned in your card.
First of all,
I am a Californian living in California.
at least we're not in Queens. That's a plus. We can go back to that Queens
Oh,
conversation.
that doesn't count. That we don't claim them.
We have denounced and not claimed Queens.
And
so, yeah.
and Staten Island too. Yeah.
Staten Island, it's an actual island.
So we claim
Hey,
Manhattan,
LL Cool
Harlem,
J
Bronx,
is from Queens, so
That is true.
I can give mad respect to LL Cool J.
You give LL some respect, though. That is true. We can
He's
give
down from Farmers Boulevard, so I'm
Ladies
good
love
with
Bull James.
that they do. Now, what we do love is professional wrestling, and we'll be back with more pro wrestling talk. So you're going to have 2 shows from the weekly review this week. If I could get my shit appealed, because fuck you, YouTube, you dumbasses.
No, don't say fuck you, YouTube, because you know what they did. They're nice every once in a while.
Nice every once in a while, but every once in a while, you know.
Hi YouTube.
Hi YouTube.
Hi YouTube. So with that being said, this is going to be
Bill Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg. This is going to be a great week for wrestling, so keep tuning in. Before we close this out, Dan, Paul, and I will be back as well, as Dan and I have, after this episode with the PCM Punk episode with Paul, for episode 9 that y'all do not want to miss. We do have 2 more to finish out season 5, and then Paul will be back for season 6 for an episode, because this son of a bitch, we're going to do the AWA. It hasn't come out, and Moses said he's going to put it out, but we're going to watch your AWA Super Clash, because why not?
And this is
I actually, coincidentally, I was, now that we were sitting here like this, I was like, man, I might as well look for it. It wasn't on the Peacock, but guess what? It is on YouTube, and I saved it so this way we could all find it.
Yeah, man.
I'll send y'all the link.
For real. Okay.
Can we invite Mo to this?
No.
Mo,
you are always welcome. You are always welcome. But then again, you know what? You'd probably sit there and probably say, man, I am not going to sit there for 3 hours of this damn show again.
I mean,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Mo will be back with us for the Wrestling Roundtable as we talk about 23 years of TNA, which is going to be a fun show. And Nicola is going to be joining us if she is awake. But yes, Nicola definitely will come on with us. We love you, Demoness. Before we close this out, y'all, Dan, where can we follow you on the social medias? The floor is yours before we kick it over to Paul.
Mike's going to put the links down below. TSK, we're supposed to be doing something for All In.
All in, baby.
TBD, I guess. But I got a few things cooking. Cooking.
All right.
Paul,
fair enough.
What
He
you
likes
got?
cooking.
He likes cooking.
You can see the name below, the Dead Man of RWT. You can go and find me in my Twitter bio, my link tree. But of course, if you don't want to go through all that, my link tree will be down below, because Mr. Michael Larkin over here, my brother from another mother, likes to just put all of our links down below. So this way, you guys are just easy. You guys can find us a lot better. But as of August 1st, this mofo right here is going to be a little bit more active on the social medias, because I have been lacking so much. I had a lot of personal stuff going on, but hey, times change, people change. We have to move forward. And one of the things that I am proudly going to begin to be doing is a lot more social media, because we have a great show. The 3 of us are like brothers that we didn't even know we needed, but hey, guess what? We are fucking happy with each other, and this is a show we like to present to a lot of people. So guess what? I am going to start doing more clips to put on my social medias to tag these knuckleheads right here that I love to death. And okay, but other than that, Mr. Michael Larkin, my brother from another mother, where can we find you?
SM Show 1 MCL92 on Twitter, Larkin_92 and MLarkinMB on Instagram, StephenMikeShow.com, LFCFights.com, S&M Network Shows, which features the M portion, which is the weekly review, Uncaged, deep into the heart of wrestling. On the Mic with Mike, a little pop culture history podcast, a little LFC podcast, Shooting the Breeze, and so much more. There's a whole potpourri of stuff. And of course, the Stephen Mike Show, which did return not too long ago with an episode where we talked about why Jenny from Forrest Gump is a biatch. And we dive deep into that movie and so much great stuff on that episode, my boy Stevie Nicks. So check out each and every
one. Love me, Jenny.
Jenny.
Why don't you love me, Jenny?
I may not be a smart man, but I know what love is.
What love
is. And all that good stuff. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. A lot is coming. So with that being said, for Daniel Crimmins, for Paul Morales, my name is Mike Larkin. Thank you for listening to the weekly review. 2 shows this week and double the trouble. And we'll pay you. We love you. We'll see you next time. Bye. Ask questions. More women.
Peace out, people.
Proceed with caution. Caution.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow.
The past is gone. Now's the future.